I accidentally locked myself in a trunk. Luckily, even in the 90s, they had the safety latches. How many bodies can you fit inside this coupe? What's that right there? Right here is a 1995 Buick Riviera that I picked up in our last video. What could we buy at a dealer auction with under $2,000? I'll tell you what, I can buy a 1995 Buick Riviera with a 3.8 liter supercharged V6 and only 91,000 miles. That, to be honest with you, from this angle looks like a streamlined butterfly. What movie is that from? Problem is, today's video, you get what you pay for. Just like my wife always says, you want to spend $2,000, you get a $2,000 car. I thought I was getting a gem. Wrong. I did not get a gem. I'll give you a little bit of teaser into today's video. Oh, bummer. Flipping New England and salty roads. The car looks so clean. And we're gonna go through all the problems that we found in our $2,000 auction car in today's video. And then at the end, we had to come up with some type of solution because now I bought myself another hoopty right after a bunch of videos that I made about how I need to stop buying hoopties. My name is Craig from Flying Wheels. Let's dive into this Buick Riviera. Yes. I paid too much, but it's a fun car.
You bought a 95 Buick.
Just the one Buick and I have a 21 Ram van. Cool, thank you. A knight in shimmering armor. If you guys get that reference, my mind will just be exploded. A knight in shimmering armor. What movie is that from? Let's check out this Buick Riviera. All right, well, first of all, look at this image. Does it look this good on camera as it does to me? Because it looks flipping phenomenal. Is that a Trico Pearl in here? Pretty good. Couple scratches and nicks back here. Again, supercharged 3.8 liter. I think that engine and supercharger probably worth half the value of this car. But hey, she fired up. I knew she had an exhaust leak. We got a couple keys and GM. Two keys. Two keys. One for the door, one for the ignition back then. Oof, listen to that puppy purr. Listen to her purr. 81,400 miles. Now it's at 91,470 miles. So somebody drove it like 13,000. Was this when the next service due? So say 3,000 miles before this, like 77. So somebody drove it 13,000 miles in what, 7 months? That's wild, considering it hasn't been driven in so long, but that's good news for me. Let's check out the ashtray. Yeah, there's some ash in there. Let's check out the cigarette lighter. Yeah, it's been used a couple times. Push her back in. Shut that. Oh, CD player, Delco CD player. Check that out. Hi-fi. Well, welcome to part two where we bought a 1995 Buick Riviera with a 3.8 liter supercharged 6-cylinder, 91,000 miles at the auction in our previous video. In today's video, it's actually just a continuation of the video because all I did was leave from the auction where I said goodbye into this video where I'm saying hello. I brought it from the auction to here. This car, I think it's pretty cool and I'm hoping it's rust-free. The exhaust, it's loose. And what I'm seeing right here is it's dangling. Oh, it is not rust-free. I take that back. It is definitely not rust-free. But whatever, we're gonna put it on the lift. We're gonna bring this thing back to life in this video. I don't think the trunk closes. Does this have auto close? Oh, yeah, it closes. And then we're gonna try to bring this thing back to life and sell it for a profit. I paid 2 G's. I have no idea what a 1995 Buick Riviera is worth. Probably 2 G's. Go ahead, Devin, pull her out. Oh, you're perfect. Put it right there. Great, and then we'll get to work on it. Funny looking car, isn't it? 1, 2, remote. Even has the, oh, look at that, a key right there and the original key tag and info right there. Riviera, supercharged, Buick, supercharger. I guess I've learned a few things about myself. Number 1, I think I'm a hoarder. Number 2, I'm also very nostalgic. And number 3, I can't pass up a cheap car. I hate cheap cars and I keep buying cheap cars because they're from the 90s. I love the 90s. I was in high school in the late 90s. I have just a passion for things. And apparently I get nostalgic because a friend of mine's mother had this exact car when I was in middle school. And it was oddly cool even back then. Now you can see Buick is kind of like This is like a cooler version of a Lumina, maybe like a Chevy Lumina. You can kind of see the headlights are a little Lumina-esque, if anybody remembers the Chevy Lumina. But look at the round oval shape this car has. So we'll go right here, super round to like very streamlined right here, and then it rounds off the back again right here to a point. It's almost like an arrow, or what I would imagine a spaceship if you were designing a car to look like a spaceship bubble. This car is very, very 90s, and that's what I think is so cool about this car. Not to mention the fact that it has a 3.8 liter supercharged V6. That 3800 engine is one of the best engines that GM ever produced. So good, in fact, that Fiero fans, if you're a Fiero fan, you know that's the engine you want to take out and swap into your Fiero. Get a supercharged V6 in your Fiero, make it a little rocket ship out of what is a big rocket ship. Now, I already discussed this, and I had said in my last video, I was at the auction wondering what I could buy for $2,000. I bought this car for roughly $1,700. After auction fees, I own it for just about $1,900. Now, we're invested into it in my shop too, so we have some time and labor into it as well. We own it for roughly $2,500 after expenses and everything. But you can see how clean this car really is. Now look at the style and the design of these leather seats. You can see how the dash just wraps all the way around in one consistent oval. And even the back seats, even though it's a coupe, a two-door coupe with 4 seats, look at how much space you have in the back seats. Now, looking at the back seats, there's something that I think is funny. This car smells just like any old Buick should. This right here is an ashtray in the back seat, and it's on both sides, meaning the rear passengers were lighting up at one point back there, blowing smoke up front in a coupe. It's just, to me, that is like, the 90s doesn't seem that long ago to me, but to think that people were smoking cigarettes in the back seat just seems like lifetimes ago. So there must be an ashtray and a cigarette lighter somewhere else right here. Is it right here? Yep, pops right out. That's your ashtray there, and then here's your cigarette lighter that looks barely used, although this car does smell like cigarettes. Fold that down, yep. Now we have our cassette player. Now let's turn this car on. Kind of a cool thing about this car, you'll see you have the door lock key and you have your ignition key as well as your remote. Now this is your 24-hour roadside assistance, and it's tagged to the VIN of the vehicle. You can even put your emergency key for your door right here, which you'll see is poking out through the hole right there. Now we're gonna start the car up right here. Now we're gonna bring this car back to my shop and we're gonna go through it, and I can already tell you we found some bad news already that I'll show you in a little while. Now we have our cassette player here. It's funny, it's not actually a knob, it's a button that just like you tap it one way and you tap it the other way to go up and down with the volume. We have our electronic climate control here. We have our compact disc player right here. What's this, cup holders? And then what I like about these vents, but even cooler than that, is your dual climate control for your passenger side. So if we turn your temperature up and your fan on, this still works over here. So the passenger can actually use their dual climate control, and this wasn't something that was really available back in mid-90s. I can increase and decrease the volume from my steering wheel, and then there is the dashboard. The center console right here. Do we have the original books in here? Wow, we do have the original books. I love finding this stuff. This car was owned originally by Everett Dunton. There's the original Buick book. Now we have even more information in here. Is the original window sticker in here. This is pretty interesting. It came from Chevy Geo Buick. Geo was like a GM product that was an inexpensive like Kia version of Chevy. It was sold by Bentley Chevrolet in Derry, New Hampshire, which is still a dealership to this day. Now going through the Buick books, we have the roadside assistance books. Wow, well look at this. We have service records. So many service records from the dealer. It just keeps going. Wow. Oh, this is so cool. Service records from Bentley dealer, Bentley Chevy Geo. Here we go. So back in 1995, this car was $33,411. That was 31 years ago. That's an expensive car back then. Authorized discount of $34,111. That's pretty neat that this was a $34,000 car. I wonder if this is still valid, 10% off at their apparel and gift shop, because this is still right up the road from me. Here are the specs. Look at Buick Riviera Supercharged V6. After decades of mediocre personal luxury coupes from Buick 1995, brings a stunning Riviera that returns the car to its performance roots. That is pretty cool. 0 to 60 in 7.8 seconds. Wowza, 20 miles per gallon. The original window sticker, 3800 Series 2 V6, transmission's the electric control 4-speed, and it keeps going. Added standard vehicle, prestige option package, total vehicle price $33,411. Let's check the sunroof. Does the sunroof still work? It pops up, it goes back smoothly and quickly. Now we have tape over the windows. I'm not sure that I should even, oh, the window goes down, but it doesn't go up. Craig, there's tape on it. You should know better. Come on, man. That is why there was a reason there's tape on it, Craig. Come on. Now, we're gonna take it back to my shop. We're gonna go through the car. We're gonna check it out. We're gonna do an inspection, and then we're gonna try to clean it up, detail it, and sell it, and see if we can make any money. Now, again, I've already been through this car a little bit, so I know more than you do through this video, and I'm gonna show you some bad news pretty shortly. Let's take this thing back to my shop.
1 hour later.
I want to try something on this Buick before it pulls into the garage and Dave goes through it. So I was in Orlando last month for an auto detailing convention, like mobile auto detailing convention. I made some awesome connections, tried out some great products, and found some really, really cool stuff. One being Fusion Clear. So this is made by the company Develop. Fusion Clear is a restorative coating which fills in scratches. So the way it works is you'll use a prep solution first, so their clear coat prep solvent. We'll put it on, we'll apply it to the scratch. It takes off all the contaminants on the body and it kind of just cleans everything out. Then we'll use a restorative coating, so the Fusion Clear restorative coating on it. The way it works, it actually fills in the scratch and levels it all out. You let it flash, then you wipe it off, and it just fills that scratch and takes everything else off of your clear coat. And then it removes the rest of the product off of your clear coat. So it's self-leveling and essentially takes care of these scratches. So I'm gonna try it out today with you guys watching, and I'll show you if it works, if it doesn't work, and how it works. Let's go try it out on the scratches now. All right, from this side, the door looks fine. There's no issues, right? But if I come in close, and I hope you guys can see it, there's a pretty good amount of scratches here, here, and here. And I'm gonna go from this angle too. I mean, they're really noticeable from where I'm standing, and I hope they show up on camera the same way. So I'm gonna try the prep solvent first. Now, they walked me through, they did a whole demonstration at the expo, so I'm pretty familiar with how to use this. They also have a coating leveling agent to use after the restorative coating too. I'm gonna put it on now, and then I'm just gonna let it sit and come back to it later. See, like, it goes away even with the prep solvent, so obviously, like, this isn't gonna do it justice yet. I'm gonna let the prep solvent dry, and then I'm gonna put on the Fusion Clear, try out the Fusion Clear, wipe it off, use the leveling solution. So you can still see after the prep solution, the scratches are still there. They're all in the door still. All right, now I'm gonna try the Fusion Clear. Now, I know this stuff is combustible, so if you're gonna use it in your garage, make sure the rags don't get just tossed in a pile that could catch on fire, okay? So be careful with this product. I'm gonna put it on the scratches. I don't think I need to do it twice, but I'm just gonna put a little bit more on.
A few moments later.
Well, I've only put on one coat. It's been a few minutes, it's starting to flash. I'm actually gonna do a second coat right now. This Fusion Clear has the same UV inhibitors as an actual clear coat. Now, after it dries, you should be able to buff it as well without having to worry about burn through on the clear coat. And it seems like it's working. I mean, it's really filling in. Well, it's been a few minutes, and what I'm not supposed to do is put a lot of muscle, put a lot of effort into removing this. So I just wanna take slow strokes, and I can actually feel like it feels viscous when I wipe over it, if that's the right word. Like, I can actually feel, here it's smooth, here it actually feels like I did something to it. So now if I don't wait long enough, I'll wipe everything out of the scratch. So I don't want to do that. But if I wait too long, I won't actually be able to get all the Fusion Clear off of it. So what I want to do is actually just spray their level coating system. I don't need a lot of it, just a couple sprays, and then this will help remove all the extra. So like I said, I could feel that it was like stopping my pad. This will remove the rest, and it feels much smoother now. And there's a little bit, you can't really see it, but a little bit left right here. Now that is a chip in the paint. There's no way I'll be able to fix that, but the scratches, this is getting rid of. Give it a couple more minutes, wipe it off, and we should be done. It's been a few minutes. Let's just wipe this off. The scratches are near gone. I'm not putting any pressure on it. I can feel where I'm running over the product. So let's just spray a little bit of level agent. Wipe the rest off. Voila. So those deep, very noticeable scratches are near gone. Yeah, well worth it. Now there actually looks like there's some burn in on the car and the paint itself right there. So let's try it right there as well. Just leave it for a few minutes. Back to this area. I actually don't even see where I applied it anymore. So let's just wipe it off. Now there's no flashing. So it's not like I'm putting clear coat over clear coat. If I just sprayed clear on this, you'd see the overspray everywhere. This fills in the scratches and then wipes off the remaining Fusion Clear, so it just fills and levels. It doesn't change your clear coat. Scratches are gone on the door. So me, I own a car dealership. I mean, it's a no-brainer to have this product and just walk around my lot and clean everything up. It's not a gimmick. You just saw it work on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different cars, which is pretty cool. The Fusion Clear reps would actually go to the dealerships and say, hey, I can fix all these scratches for you if you're interested for X amount of dollars. Now, if you're an auto detailer, insane upsell. Like, hey, you have some deeper scratches that aren't gonna come out with a polish. If you'd like, I can get rid of those things for you. So to have a product like this is kind of a no-brainer for me and for a lot of you as well. Now, if you are a consumer, like you want to do it on your own car, they actually have smaller sizes. So this is the commercial grade, and then they have like private grades. So if you want to do it for yourself. So it's the next day. All is good on the Riviera. If you want to try Fusion Clear out for yourself, there is a link in my description, and you can actually type in code FLYING to get 10% off everything on their website at checkout. All right, so it is the next day. And both of these guys didn't look too happy for me to pull in to show me what they found on the underside of this supercharged Buick Riviera that looks amazing from the top. I may have made a mistake. And this is why you poke your head under a car. I did not. Lesson learned by me. Learn from my mistakes. Learn on my dime, not on your own dime. And this is also why I hate living in New England. I base my judgment off, hey, this would make a fun video, and I'm in a rush, so let's just buy it and overpay for it. Because I did. It's probably a $700 or $800 car. This, whatever, it is what it is. All right, not a big deal. And honestly, this, from 1995, is expected in New England. Then we go here. Okay, crusty, flaky, we get it. Gas tank straps, crusty and rusty, I get it. All right, all this stuff. Like, there's no way that will ever loosen if you ever needed to. I now have rust in my eyeball. All right, now we're gonna go here, like these inner rocker panels, pretty decent. The floor, pretty decent. All the way on both sides, like these pinch welds. It's what I would have expected in New England. Oh wait. Okay, those rocker panels are gone. It gets worse. I'm only showing you the good stuff. These rocker panels starting to go. All right, wait for it. Bear with me. Bear with me. Okay. The cradle, engine cradle, front subframe, okay? The part that holds everything into the car. Everything. That engine right there, everything that's held in place is held in place by nothing. Nothing right there. Oh wait, you want to see something else? Okay, let's go over here. Nothing. It is not even connected right now. So this entire engine could, I mean, essentially just fall right out, really, right on top of my head as I stand underneath it. And to be honest with you, sometimes I wish it just would. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? I can't sell it to somebody. I thought this would be kind of a cool, fun little project. I mean, look at somebody took the time to put tires on it. It's mint on the outside. Is it even possible to find a front engine cradle for a 1995 Buick Riviera? And is it even a job we want to do? Because then what is this thing worth after? It's still a crusty old Buick that smells like cigarettes. Look at right here. Look at that. I bought a car that belongs in the junkyard and I paid $2,000 for it because I didn't do my own due diligence. I didn't look underneath it, which is just stupid. I should have. I didn't put my head underneath it. I didn't look at it. And I just based it off the appearance of the above and not the below. So what do I do from here? I don't know. Well, this thing's a disaster, but we are at least going to fix this exhaust. I mean, we can at least do that and detail it and get the cigarette smell out. And then I don't know what to do from here. I don't know what to do with it. I'll probably sell it the way it is and tell somebody what's going on with it and let it become someone else's problem. I bet there's someone else out there that is an absolute fanatic about Buick Rivieras that can take care of it. And we just need to move on, liquidate, move metal, get out of it. So fix the exhaust for now. We'll detail it and move on, I guess. Another L. Just have to have more W's than L's. Oh yeah, good old exhaust sleeve will do the trick. But it's not gonna be perfect because of these welds?
These, because they're on these sides. Mm-hmm. And that's a metal pipe, it's not exhaust.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna put some goop around it.
Nice, thank you.
1 hour later.
Well, here's the lesson of the day. Do as I say, not as I do, because that's a song from the 90s. If anybody knows the band, I'll be impressed because that's a very obscure song. This car, what am I thinking, Craig? I'm gonna get back to the basics. I'm gonna start buying what sells instead of buying what's fun for me. I keep buying with my heart. So do as I say, not as I do. How many buyers are there for a 1995 Buick Riviera? Probably not that many. and how much money am I actually going to make? Like if I paid $2,000 after repairs, I'm into it for $2,500. How much is this car actually worth? Like from a business standpoint, buying and selling these things, not such a great idea. Now, I should be buying like Civics, Toyota Corollas, like Chevy Silverados, the things that I know that sell really, really well. Honda CR-Vs. I could be selling Suburbans and Tahoes, which always have bad transmissions. I could be selling Ford Explorer, like regular cars that make more money. So we are gonna get back to the basics because I've overdone it with my YouTube car fun videos. I still like them, and I probably, to be honest with you, will still buy those things because I can. If you're looking to buy, sell, flip cars, bad idea buying things like this. It just doesn't make sense. Not to mention I live in New Hampshire, which means anything old is going to be rusty. So even though this car looks this straight and this clean in this video, it's still a complete rust box underneath, which is a real bummer. So now I'm $2,500 into a car that needs a subframe. What am I gonna do with this thing? So just if you're looking to buy, fix, clean, and sell things like I did when I first started this channel, don't buy this stuff. Buy what sells, buy what makes you money. These things are just novelties. So if you're looking for a hobby, if you're looking for fun things that make you smile, like, yeah, this made me smile for a little bit. It's kind of cool for a video. You don't see them every day, but there's no money to be made in this stuff. So focus on what sells, focus on what's gonna make you money, and just stick to the basics. Here's what I can pay for it. I expect to put this much money into it. I looked at it well before purchasing, which I didn't do in this one, and then I know what I can sell it for. Those are the basics. So don't buy this stuff, buy what you know. Learn what you like, buy those, and just keep repeating the process. This one, bummer for me. I'm gonna start liquidating all of my nonsense. I have a 95 Cougar with like 59,000 miles from California that needs paint work and needs an interior detailing, but has a 4.6 liter V8. I have like, I don't know, I have a bunch of project cars which I've done a video about already. I'm gonna just liquidate them all. I've already actually sold my Celica, which I had hoped to do a big project for, gone. I'm getting rid of everything, going back to the basics. You're gonna start seeing regular, like, here's what we paid for it, here's how we fixed it, here's what we sold it for, here's the profit, and here's how much money we're making in our successful business again. So back to the basics soon. Buick Riviera is up for sale at cost. If anyone's interested, it's on our website, www.flying-wheels.com. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all later. Adios.